12:13 now. Several studies show that children who get a basic understanding of financial concepts early in life are much less likely to have financial difficulties later on.
So that's why we have Andy Mattingly here with Forum Credit Union talking about what we can teach our kids about money right now. Thank you for being here. So I guess the question really that we should start with is, when is it too young? When should we start talking to our kids?
About 4 or 5, kids can really start understanding concepts. So you can start with things like, learning how to save some money, and also about needs versus wants, especially for 4 and 5-year-olds. Those wants change pretty quickly.
I talked to my wife today. She was at the grocery store having to bribe our little guy with a toy. What are some of the teachable moments they can use? I think the grocery's involved here, right?
Yeah, when they're, get to 4 or 5, a little bit older, start helping them put the grocery list together, so what's on the list, and then walk through the grocery store and pick out those things and put in the, in the grocery basket there. And when you walk by the cookie aisle and the candy aisle, you say, we're not getting those, they're not on our list.
Can you kind of foresee with a child where they're going to be in life? Are they going to be a saver or a spender? Like, when do you start to notice those
Well,
things?
you can do some things like around 9 or 10, you can start the keep the change game. So basically, you give them money for something, and and you tell them, well, you can keep whatever's left over. So you give them $10 for a $5 ice cream, and you say, keep whatever you want. The saver will buy the $5 ice cream. The spender will get the extra scoop and maybe have $1 left over.
And at what age do you recommend increasing their financial responsibility? Like, they're not going to be paying rent, but...
Right, well, about 9 or 10, you can start giving them an allowance and allowing them to pay for some of their things like the games they buy online or some of their activities.
And when should you really put the hammer down? The parents are thinking, I want to wait a little bit. When's the final age and to have that serious talk with them?
I think about 14 or 15, you really want to start giving them a lot more financial responsibility, so they have to start making decisions. And especially when they get to about 16 or 17, they have the car and they're paying for the gas, and you start making them pay for some of their other clothes and things like that. So they have to manage their money.
Were you able to practice your tips with your family?
Yes, so far I've been able to practice the tips with my family, and it's working out pretty well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is helpful.
Any final advice that you have?
Yeah, I think the reason why you want to make sure you do this is that a mistake at 14 may cost them $100, but a mistake at 24 might be $100,000. So let's make little mistakes so they can learn from it.
A good perspective. And your golf game survived last week?
Yes, it did.
All right, Andy Mattingly with Forum Credit Union, thank you so much for joining us and answering those questions. Well, you have your plans for